The meeting reviewed the excruciating hardship and suffering being meted out to Nigerians by a failed APC-led federal government, the near collapse of the APC as a viable political party, the readiness of the PDP to take over and offer qualitative leadership options to rescue the nation, and issued the following communique. We lament the terrible pain and hardship facing Nigerians in virtually all aspects of life. The meeting noted that life was much better in 2015 under the PDP than today under the APC, as exemplified in the following comparative indicators obtained mainly from the National Bureau of Statistics. A. Diesel, which is critical for running of SMEs, was in 2015 131 naira 47 kobo. It now costs above 700 naira. Fuel, PMS, official and black market, as at 2015 was 87 naira per liter official price and 155 in the black market. It now costs 167 official pump price and 350 at the black market. Aviation fuel and air ticket rate on domestic flights was 110 per liter, 18,000 in 2015. It now hovers around 700 naira per liter. The ticket then, air ticket then was 18,000 naira, and now is about 70,000 naira, where available. Indeed, the scarcity of fuel, which has resulted in loss of several man-hours, is a disgrace to Nigeria. The collapse of the national grid. In 7 years, the national grid had collapsed 126 times from June 2015 to March 2022, and its consequences for non-availability of power is most unfortunate. Kerosene, used by the ordinary Nigerian for cooking and power, was 180 naira in 2015. It is now sells for 450 naira. Liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, 12 kg cylinder sold for 2,400 in 2015. It now sells at between 8,750 and 10,000 naira. Prices of basic foodstuffs are now 3 times higher than what they used to be in 2015. Staple foods such as rice, beans, cassava flakes are now slipping out of the hands of average Nigerians. Indeed, a bag of rice sold for 8,500 naira in 2015 is now 39,000 naira. Electricity was 14 naira 23 kobo per kilowatt in 2015. It is now 38 naira 530 kobo, 38 naira 53 kobo, and not even available. Unemployment rate was 11.4% in 2015. It is now over 33%, one of the highest in the world. The poverty rate in 2015 was 11.3%, but now about 42.8%. Accumulated inflation in 2015 was about 4%. It is now 15.50%. Inflation rate was 9.01% in 2015 and now 15.7%. Perhaps the exchange rate has been one of the most disastrous. Dollar was 150 at the parallel market, patronized by most businessmen in Nigeria in 2015. It is now about 580 naira to a dollar in the parallel market and still rising. Debt and debt servicing. Domestic debt was 8.4 trillion naira, while external debt was 7.3 billion between 1999 and 2015. while domestic debt of 7.63 trillion June 2015 to December 2020, and US dollar 28.57 billion as of December 2020 was incurred by this administration. External debt of US dollar 21.27 billion was incurred between June 2015 and 2021. National debt to GDP ratio was 23.41% as of 2016. It is now 36.88% as of 2022. The corruption index has risen from 136 in 2015 to now 150. Nigeria's Memory Index, an indicator used in determining how economically well off the citizens of a country are, is usually calculated by adding the seasonally adjusted unemployment rate to the annual inflation rate, has moved from 14.75% in 2015 to 50.48% in 2021. The major threat to the agricultural sector and food security in Nigeria is insecurity. In the northeast of Nigeria, it is estimated that no fewer than 70,000 hectares of arable farmland have been abandoned in the affected states and local government areas. The trend is the same all over the country. This further contributes to food inflation, and the APC-led government must take steps to cooperate with states to bring security down to the grassroots. The forum is surprised that in the face of all these statistics of complete failure in all ramifications and areas, the APC still wants to be on the ballot in 2023. This shows how uncaring and insensitive the APC is. It has become a menace to Nigeria. The forum urges Nigerians to reject the APC, a party run undemocratically by a committee contrary to Section 228 of the Constitution, with Mr. President regularly issuing instructions and dictates. It is impossible for a party so disorganized to offer good governance to the people of Nigeria. The meeting expressed concern and alarm over various reports and claims of incidents of stealing of crude oil ranging from 80% to 95% of production made by industry practitioners, and called on the federal government to set up appropriate mechanisms to reverse this trend and bring perpetrators to account. The PDP governors once again decried the inability of the NNPC to make its statutory contribution to the Federation account in spite of oil selling at above $110 per barrel. It is pertinently unconstitutional for NNPC to determine at its whims and discretion when and what to pay to the Federation account, as it's a mere trustee of the funds for 50 tiers of government, federal, states, and local governments. We once again call for investigations and audit of the quantity of consumption of oil ascribed to Nigerians, and for deployment of technology at the filling stations to determine in a transparent manner the volume of consumption. The governors will resist any further attempt by NPC to ascribe unsubstantiated subsidy claims to other tiers of government. Furthermore, Section 162(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, as amended, stipulates that, and I quote, "The Federation shall maintain a special account to be called the Federation account, into which shall be paid all revenues collected by the government of the Federation." End of quote. And Section 162, subsection 10, states that, I quote, "For the purpose of subsection 1 of this section, revenue means any income or return accruing to or derived by the government of the Federation from any source, and includes A, any receipt, however described, arising from the operation of any law; B, any return, however described, arising from or in respect of any property held by the government of the Federation; and C, any return by way of interest on loans and dividends in respect of shares or interest held by government of the Federation in any company or statutory body." End of quote. As of today, 18 Federation revenue agencies are not remitting any revenue to the FARC account. These include Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, National Gas, NLNG, Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the NPA, EFCC, the NPA, Nigerian Post Authority, Security and Exchange Commission, etc. B, FIRS and DPR tax cost of collection 4% of revenue collected, while customs take 7%. In March 2022, for instance, FIRS took 15.4 billion as cost of collection, and customs took 8.4 billion. If these are analyzed, FIRS and customs collect about 1.84 billion and customs 184 billion for FIRS and customs 100 billion per annum. Obviously, some states of the Federation's capital budget does not come close to this. Nigerian Federation has 49% shareholding in NLNG. According to the Minister of Finance, during the 2020 budget performance brief at the National Assembly, stated that the Federation received dividend of 144 billion naira from NLNG. These figures, to the best of our knowledge, was never paid into the Federation account. NNPC deducts 8.33 billion monthly for the rehabilitation of refineries in Nigeria. Till date, no refinery is working. On priority projects of the nation's oil industry, NNPC deducted 788.78 billion for various investments between 2018 and 2021 without recourse to FAC. NNPC in 2021 alone claimed to have paid over 1 trillion naira as petroleum subsidy. Indeed, the month of March 2022, 220 billion was deducted as oil subsidy with a promise that 328 billion will be deducted in April. This is unacceptable. NNPC and FIRS, as well as other remitting agencies, continue to apply an exchange rate of 389 naira to a dollar as against the import and export window of 416 naira to a dollar. The extent of this leakage can be better felt if this rate is compared to the current 570 naira to a dollar. From available records, about 7.6 trillion is withheld between 2012 and 2021 by NNPC from the Federation account. All these are said to be payments for oil subsidy. Conclusively, we believe that all these leakages in NNPC have been made possible because the President is also the Minister of Petroleum. The urgent separation of these two portfolios have become necessary. The forum noted the approval by the PDP NEC of a timetable and timelines for congresses and convention of the party, and urged all party members and party leadership to remain focused and united to win power in 2023 to tackle the myriad of problems facing the country. The PDP governors congratulated the host governor, my dear brother, His Excellency Governor Okezie Ekpeazu, the PDP Governors Forum Vice Chairman, for his generosity and hospitality in the hosting of the meeting.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.